The inverted row is a great movement that we use to increase back strength and back engagement. This is a really useful one because it can transition really well into many movements, and it's also one that you can self-regulate quite easily. When we're setting this up, we want to think about being in almost somewhat of a backwards plank, keeping our entire torso and lower body as rigid as possible, squeezing our shoulder blades together, and then pulling ourselves towards the bar by utilizing those back muscles. There's a few common mistakes that we see with this one, and the first one is a lack of total body tension. As mentioned, you want to think about having yourself as rigid as possible in almost that backwards plank. Oftentimes we see that people are not engaging through their glutes and keeping their core tight, meaning that they're swaying as they're pulling throughout the movement. Number 2 is pulling from our biceps. This is a back exercise in which we want to be engaging our back at the beginning of the movement so that we can keep it nice and tight. We often see that people really pull themselves to the bar using their arms. And number 3 is positioning the bar too high. When we're pulling up to the bar, we want to aim for that bar to be around our mid-chest. If we're pulling up too high, it means that we're shrugging through our shoulders and we're not getting really good engagement through our back. When you're setting this up, it might take you a couple of goes to figure out the correct height of your bar. Where you're standing won't necessarily be where that bar is when you're actually pulling through the movement. Again, we want to aim for that bar to be around our mid-chest level so that we're getting some really good engagement through our back and not utilizing other accessory muscles. Make sure you're as stiff as a board, keeping your torso and your lower body nice and rigid by squeezing your glutes and keeping yourself stacked. From there, squeeze those shoulder blades together and pull yourself into the bar.